I'm organogram, a certified management consultant and corporate trainer. In my 11 years of going inside organizations, I've learned one thing above everything else. And that is, the problem you think you have is really the real problem. I'm organogram. Let me show you what a certified management consultant. I was walked into
in my
a business
11 years of going
inside
organizations,
I've learned one thing above everything else.
Convinced he knew the
and
problem.
that is, the problem you think you have is
So I'm
really the
sitting
real
across
problem.
from this
I'm
business owner,
organogram. Let me
smart
show
man,
you
a
what
certified
hardworking
management
mean by
consultant.
that.
Really
I was
loves
walked
in
into
my
a business
11
that
years
had
of
his
going
business
inside
and cares
organizations,
about
I've learned
his
one thing
owner
above
was
everything
absolutely
else.
convinced
He knew the
and that
problem.
is the
He
problem
thinks
you
the sales
think
team
you
is
have
lazy,
is
so I'm
really
sitting
the real
across
problem.
they don't
This
close
I'm
enough
organogram.
deals.
Let me show you
He
what
has
a
worked
certified
when
management
and
consultant.
treating
Then
them
I was
and
walked in I'm organogram, a certified management consultant and corporate trainer. In my 11 years of going inside organizations, I've learned one thing above everything else. And that is, the problem you think you have is really the real problem. Let me show you what I mean by that. I was walked into a business that hadn't grown in 3 years. The owner was absolutely convinced he knew the problem. It was a sales thing. So I'm sitting across from this business owner, smart man, hardworking, really loves, his business and cares about his people, but he is frustrated. He thinks his sales team is lazy, they don't follow up, they don't close enough deals. He has warned them, threatened them, and nothing has changed. Now, most people in that room would have nodded in agreement and then proceeded to design a sales training program. A senior colleague of mine once said that as a management consultant, if your primary solution to every problem is a training session, then you are not a consultant. The bottom line is this: I didn't design a training session because I've been in enough organizations to know that when the whole team is underperforming, it is almost never about the individuals. So I asked him one question, just one. Walk me through exactly what happened step by step after a lead comes in. He paused, then he started walking me through it. And in less than 5 minutes, I found the real problem. It wasn't the sales team. There was no proper system for tracking leads, no clear follow-up process, no accountability structure. Leads were coming in through 4 different channels: WhatsApp, email, DMs, and phone call. And nobody had a unified way to manage these leads. The team wasn't lazy. The team was set up to fail. When one person underperformed, you might have a people problem. But when the whole team underperform, you almost always have a system problem. Leaders who blame people usually have a systems problem. Leaders who fix systems usually stop blaming people. And the most dangerous thing about a system problem is that it is invisible. You can't see it by looking at your team. You can't fix it by motivating your people. You can't solve it with a training day or a training session. You can only find it by asking the right question. And most business owners, most leaders never ask those questions because they are too busy fighting the symptoms. So, what did we do for that business owner? We didn't redesign his sales team. We redesigned his sales system. One unified CRM to track every lead, a clear follow-up process, who does what, when, and how. Weekly accountability meetings, not to punish or to judge, but to remove obstacles. And within 60 days, that same thing that he called lazy, by the way, was closing more deals than they ever had. Same people, better systems, completely different results. The team didn't change. The environment they were working in changed. And that's the lesson. So, before you fire someone, before you hire someone, before you spend more money on another training session, ask yourself this one question. Have I built a system that makes it easy for my team to succeed? If the answer is no, that's your real problem, and that's where we start. If this resonated with you, subscribe and share this with a business owner who needs to hear it. And if you want us to come find the real problem in the organization, contact us at Noble Stars International Consult. The link is in the description, and we will get right back to you. I'm Organogram. See the problem, fix the problem. See you on the next one. The problem you think you have is really the real problem. I'm Organogram, a certified management consultant and corporate trainer. In my 11 years of going inside organizations, I've learned one thing above everything else. And that is, the problem you think you have is really the real problem. Let me show you what I mean by that. I once walked into a business that hadn't grown in 3 years. The owner was absolutely convinced he knew the problem. It was a sales thing. So I'm sitting across from this business owner, smart man, hardworking, really loves, his business and cares about his people, but he is frustrated. He thinks his sales team is lazy, they don't follow up, they don't close enough deals. He has warned them, threatened them, and nothing has changed. Now, most people in that room would have nodded in agreement and then proceeded to design a sales training program. A senior colleague of mine once said that as a management consultant, if your primary solution to every problem is a training session, then you are not a consultant. The bottom line is this: I didn't design a training session because I've been in enough organizations to know that when the whole team is underperforming, it is almost never about the individuals. So I asked him one question, just one. Walk me through exactly what happens step by step after a lead comes in. He paused, then he started walking me through it. And in less than 5 minutes, I found the real problem. It wasn't the sales team. There was no proper system for tracking leads, no clear follow-up process, no accountability structure. Leads were coming in through 4 different channels: WhatsApp, email, DMs, and phone call. And nobody had a unified way to manage these leads. The team wasn't lazy. The team was set up to fail. When one person underperformed, you might have a people problem. But when the whole team underperform, you almost always have a system problem. Leaders who blame people usually have a systems problem. Leaders who fix systems usually stop blaming people. And the most dangerous thing about a system problem is that it is invisible. You can't see it by looking at your team. You can't fix it by motivating your people either. You can't solve it with a training day or a training session. You can only find it by asking the right question. And most business owners, most leaders never ask those questions because they are too busy fighting the symptoms. So, what did we do for that business owner? We didn't redesign his sales team. We redesigned his sales system. One unified CRM to track every lead, a clear follow-up process, who does what, when, and how. Weekly accountability meetings, not to punish or to judge, but to remove obstacles. And within 60 days, that same thing that he called lazy, by the way, was closing more deals than they ever had. Same people, better systems, completely different results. The team didn't change. The environment they were working in changed. And that's the lesson. So, before you fire someone, before you hire someone, before you spend more money on another training session, ask yourself this one question. Have I built a system that makes it easy for my team to succeed? If the answer is no, that's your real problem, and that's where we start. If this resonated with you, subscribe and share this with a business owner who needs to hear it. And if you want us to come find the real problem in the organization, contact us at Noble Stars International Consult. The link is in the description, and we will get right back to you. I'm Organogram. See the problem, fix the problem. See you on the next one. The problem you think you have is really the real problem. I'm Organogram, a certified management consultant and corporate trainer. In my 11 years of going inside organizations, I've learned one thing above everything else. And that is, the problem you think you have is really the real problem. Let me show you what I mean by that? I once walked into a business that hadn't grown in 3 years. The owner was absolutely convinced he knew the problem. It was a sales thing. So I'm sitting across from this business owner, smart man, hardworking, really loves, his business and cares about his people, but he is frustrated. He thinks his sales team is lazy, they don't follow up, they don't close enough deals. He has warned them, threatened them, and nothing has changed.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please confirm you can hear me. Confirm you can hear me. Confirm you can hear me, please.
We can hear you, sir. We are with you.
Awesome.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good afternoon, sir.
We
We can hear you clearly and loudly.
Awesome.
Good morning, sir. We are hearing you, sir.
Great.
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have an amazing time today. I want to welcome you to the masterclass. I know I have. So welcome to Operational Systems and Structures for Business Growth Certified Masterclass. We are presenting this class. It's certified by the development of all right, and we will talk about businesses. We'll talk about our businesses, we'll look at our structures, we would see what we need to put in place so that we will get the maximum benefit out of our business and out of this class. Because the goal at the end of the day is to help you to have a well-grounded and functional business that you can be able to expand on without having challenges, without having issues, without being stuck and having bottlenecks. All right. So this class is going to be the part one of a series. The part one of a series, we're going to have this in three classes. All right. So operational systems and structures would be the part one, and then we would have the part two, and we will progress just like that. All right. So before we begin, I would like us to head to the comment section and just drop in a brief introduction. Tell us your name, where you're joining us from, what you do, the name of your business, and your location, your contact, whatever it is. Just drop it and introduce yourself. This is a point you can network. All right, so this is an opportunity for you to network. So please just go on the comment section and drop all of this information: your name, the name of your business, the nature of your business, basically what you do, your location, and all of those things. I believe that every one of us present here are business owners, or at some point or the other would come into entrepreneurship, or we lead a team, within a business. And so if you don't have a business, tell us, okay, I am the managing director, or I am the manager here, or the supervisor here, or I lead a team of this, or I hope to start my business, and that's why. So just drop all of those information. I can see Abubakar Ibrahim from Gombe. Hello, Ibrahim. I can see Abdurrahman Muhammad from Kano State. Hello, Muhammad. I can see Mahmoud CD from Sokoto. It's great to have you. I can see Eze Joshua Ali from Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Undubisi Chuku, welcome. Wisdom is joining us from Port Harcourt. I can see Asfat Oking is joining us from Kaduna, representing Greenway Integrated Farms and Consults all the way in Kaduna State. We have Engineer Ujebu Monday. All right, welcome Monday. All right, we have Miracle Samson joining from Akwa Ibom State. She has, or he has a fish farm in Akwa and deals on tilapia fish. Okay, we also have Betsy on the call. We have College Usao joining from Benin City. We have Bobogu on the call, Aminat from Lagos. We have Adetope from Ado Ekiti, the chairman of Tirade Allied Farms Limited. He breeds ruminants, cows, sheep, and goats. You're welcome. Adetope, you're welcome. We have Eze Joshua Ali, Josh Denny Farms, Abakaliki. Okay, you're welcome. We have Ben Okike from Ebonyi State, poultry farming. You're also welcome. We have Chidebere Tony Enugu, is the manager at Agbani Farms Limited. Mahmoud from Sokoto, CD Akibu Dairy Farms Limited, rearing of cattle and producing yogurt. That's awesome. That's beautiful. Muhammad Adam, founder, Muhammad Gaya Agro and Allied Limited from Kano State. That's awesome. We have Dr. Egwujofo Ifeanyi, CEO of Animal Health Business Concept Limited in Enugu. So we have lots and lots of people. We have beautiful farmers, Mustafa from Sokoto, Jolly from Edo State, poultry farmer, Abdullahi from Yobe, which is awesome. We have Ndubisi from Ebonyi. We have Caleb, CEO of Lapam Animal World. Awesome, awesome. Josephine, great to see you. Aminat, great to see you. Musaraj, great to see you. Okay, Engineer Shehu Babudu, CEO of Falak Integrated Farms from Niger State, great to see you. Musa Abdullah Rashid, cattle farmer, great to see you. 11 years experience with that. Amazing. That's pretty amazing. All right, Temita, your roots. I can see you Monday. Marvelous from Enugu State. Isaiah Music Academy and Studio. I can see you, Isaiah Obaseki. Awesome. Awesome. Shegun Isaac from Ibadan. Manager at Insight Technology Limited, 5 years experience. That is beautiful. Quincy Ho from Benin City, Itowa Agro and Processing for eggs and meats. Benjamin Chukwebuka Eze from Enugu State. Borekomi Banwo from Ibadan. Isaiah Obaseki is director. We have Awa joining from Niger State. Okay, so we have very much amazing people joining us. So please, I want to encourage you all to collaborate with one another, network. There are persons you can reach out to. You see somebody within your vicinity that are in the same industry as you are. You can collaborate, reach out to them, learn from one another. All right. Okay, so we will be jumping into the class. All right, so jumping into the class. So if you check the tools available on your screen, you will discover that there is a Q&A session. So please Do well to drop your questions as the class progresses. Drop your questions in the Q&A, using the Q&A button. Drop your questions and we will attend to them. Please note, only questions that are in the Q&A we will be able to attend to. All right. We may not be able to attend to other questions outside the Q&A system. So please do well to use the Q&A button to drop see how we can pass the slides to you, but then do well to take notes, please. Do well to take notes.
Sir, I'm sorry, we are not hearing everything in your screen, your slide, and also your slide is not moving well. Thank you, sir.
Still hear me? All right. So
We can't hear you, sir.
Why?
the topic before us is operational systems and structures for business growth, and we will be kicking it from here. And so we will be
It's like something is wrong with the audio. It suddenly stopped.
We can't hear you, sir.
We can't hear you, sir. If
No,
it's
no,
network,
hear me.
tell us now. Let's be aware.
Please confirm you can still hear my voice with an emoji or in the chat box. Apologies for the fluctuating network. All right, so let's get started. We would see how much we can go between now and the next 1 hour. And we will have a great time. So we are starting with knowing what the growth problem is, knowing what problems is. Because when we look at operational systems and structures, we are basically trying to find out how we can put our business in a position where it can grow. Now, if you look at a building is structured in a way that it can bear load, it can carry all of your appliances, all of your properties within it without it collapsing. Likewise, a bridge. If we have structural engineers in the house, they will tell you this, that when you are constructing a bridge, you have to put the weight bearing, aspect of it within consideration as you plan. All right, so basically what we want to look at today is the structure to which our businesses are built on, and how we can have a building or a foundation that we can expand our business on. So our first slide is saying that growth doesn't fix operational problems, it exposes them. And that is because as you begin to grow, you will begin to realize that there are very big loopholes. There are very big hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Please
I can hear you.
Awesome. So we are looking at all of these things, right, in concept, not just in concept, but in practical. All right, we want to know what structure is. All right, so let's continue. So I had to deal with that. So let's begin. Let's look at. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Chat box. Apologies for
Is it clear now? Can you hear me? Sorry, give me a minute. Okay. Hope it's clearer now. Is it echoing? Is it coming up and off? Okay, great. Okay, I see. All right, so. Is it better now? I'm guessing it's better now. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so I had to put everybody on mute and remove the abilities for you to unmute yourself. So, okay. So let's start. So we're looking at operational structure, just like what we're saying, it's the foundation for which your business is built. It will help you to understand how you expand your business. It helps you to understand how you operate your business. So Like I was saying, that growth doesn't fix operational problems, growth exposes operational problems. All right. When you begin to grow and you have more customers, more transactions, more employees, more decisions to be made, more complexity, you will discover that things will begin to grind to a halt because there is no systems. And this growth that happens while you are without systems begins to create confusion, delays, errors, and even founder stress. Like you would be stressed. And at the end of the day, you would have poor customer experience. And that is because your business is not properly structured. And that is what a structure will do for you. A structure will give you room to expand. So let me give you an example. All right, you're building a house and you are saying, okay, let's lay the foundation as though we are going to have a two-story building on it. And then after you laid the foundation in that manner, you built the first level of 3-bedroom flats, and then you relax. You decided to just, okay, since at this point I don't have so much money, let's just convert the decking to hidden roof and just make it like that and just use it. And then after a while, you decide to come back and add a floor to it. Because you've already made room for that, because your foundation is already something that can carry that, you wouldn't have an issue with that. Now, think about somebody who laid a foundation for a building just to carry a 2-bedroom flat or 1-bedroom flat. And that was what he built the foundation for. And after doing it, after 3 years, the person says, I would like to make this house a 4-bedroom, a 4-story building. In the chat session, please tell me if that will work. If that person goes on to build a 4-story building on the foundation he built for a 2-bedroom flat bungalow, would that work? Would that building stand? Just go on the chat session. We're just going to interact, and we're just let's make this interactive as much as we can. All right. Princess said that is death sentence. Right. That's because it was never designed to carry that weight. Likewise, when we begin to see columns in buildings, columns and pillars, and you see some buildings without pillars where they ought to be pillars, engineers will tell you that this building is likely to collapse. There is a high chance that this building will collapse. And that is because it was never built to carry the weight that it is intended to carry. And so, foundationally, your business must have structures and systems for it to operate properly. Otherwise, if you try to build some things on top of what you already have, your business will fail and it will collapse. And so a lot of times, we think that it is the people that is the problem. No, the people is not the problem. The system is the problem. It is the system that supports the people and the people that develops the system. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So you may think, you have a staff of 100 and you are still running helter-skelter. Everything is still on your head. You are still, if you don't come to work in the morning, things will still go wrong. If you are unable to buy diesel on your way to the office, things will go bad. As you have all of those challenges, right, as you are dealing with all of those things, you will begin to realize that you are burning out. And that's what we call the founder stress. All right, you begin to burn out because everything is resting on your head. And that is not supposed to be. That isn't how it ought to be. All right, so when we are looking at systems and structure, these are things that you need to put in place first, all right, as you develop your business. Okay. So if you are the decision maker for everything, if your team cannot function without you, if mistakes are happening every time and every time, if the business can't function without you, you 100% have a systems and structure problem. So many businesses find it difficult to grow because they would hit a ceiling naturally. And that is because everything about the business is living in the head of the founder. And so the founder has to approve everything. The founder knows where the business is going to next and all of those things. Now, let us see something. Is your business growing or just becoming more demanding? This is very vital. All right. Is your business growing or just becoming more demanding? Now, we might confuse movement for progress. And that is a very, very common challenge with SMEs, where they confuse activity. They are doing activity. Today I went this, tomorrow I went this, I did this yesterday, I did this today, and they confuse that with progress. That is not progress. So if all of these things we want to mention still falls within your purview, your system has a capacity problem, not a workload problem. So let us look at it. All right. If the founder must approve decisions, must do follow-up on the tasks that he has assigned. So you have approved, you've given tasks, you are still following up on all of them that you have given tasks to, you solve all of the problems, everybody is coming back to you for correction, you are explaining everything to everybody, you're the one deciding, making all the decisions within the business. If everything depends on you, you have not built capacity, you have built dependence. All right, so your business would have a capacity problem if all of this. Now, we are just taking time out to identify what these problems look like so that you will know if you have any of these, issues within your business. All right, so if you find yourself that you're always approving, always following up, always correcting, always just know that you have built a dependency system around you. So the main question then is, what is an operational system? What is an operational system? An operational system is a repeatable way of organizing people, of organizing processes and resources to consistently produce a desired result. All right. So it is a repeatable way. If you can pen that somewhere, please do. A repeatable way, and consistently produce a desired result. A what? Repeatable way, not something you can do one-off. A repeatable way. All right, are we still together? Please confirm you can still hear me. Apologies for our network. It keeps fluctuating. So we are looking at two things. I need you to put two things in your mind. Number one, repeatable. Number two, consistent. I have been saying it for how many minutes now? I've just been saying those two words, repeatable
consistent, repeatable, consistent, repeatable, consistent. All right. So let's continue. Now, your system should be able to answer 5 important questions. Number 1, what? What needs to happen? Your system should be able to answer that question. I don't know what for everybody here, we have different business models. There are different things we are doing in our businesses. We're in different industries, and all of those things. So these will, your system will answer these questions differently. So what needs to happen within your business, your system should answer it. Who owns it? Who is responsible for it? All right, your system needs to answer it. How is it done? Your system needs to answer it. When does it happen? Your system needs to answer it. And most importantly, what standard measures your success? So every morning, what needs to be done? Feed the animals. Who is supposed to do it? The animal feed manager also do it. How? He's supposed to go to the warehouse, meet the warehouse manager, sign out the feed from the warehouse, take it for processing, you see the process we are discussing now. That is how it is done. And then when should it happen? You're saying every day at 12 o'clock, this process will start. And by 2 o'clock, this should have been done. And by 4 o'clock, you should go check up on them if they are doing all right. You are seeing this, you are seeing the progression. That is how your system is. And then you are saying, what standard would measure the success? Okay, at the end of the day, they must do a report. How did we feed it? What was your target? We are saying, okay, at the end of feeding the animals, we want them to go to sleep. All right, so you will look at all of these things and you will define what needs to happen, who controls it, who owns it, how is it going to be done, when is it going to happen, and what is the standard, to measure the success. Now, listen, you don't do this for just one area. You do this for every single area of your business that you need to be optimized and systemized. So you have feeding, you have cleaning, you have marketing, you have social media, you have housekeeping, and all of those things. You would begin to itemize one of them one after the other, and then you begin to systemize them one after the other. So the system you are going to be building must answer these questions: what, who, how, when, and how well. All right? What, who, how, when, and how well. It is very, very important. Now, I'm just going to give you a little brief of the areas that are critical for systemization, all right? What actually needs to be systemized? Because you will also run into troubles when you try to systemize everything at once, all right? You would also run into trouble, all right? So let us look at some critical areas that you may need to systemize, all right? Number 1 is marketing, right? Or your customer base. You need to have that systemized, from marketing to sales to onboarding to delivery to support. So you're saying, this is how we do the marketing. This is how we make the sales. This is how we onboard new clients. For some of you that, many businesses requires, what's it called now? Recurring clients, right? People that you put on retainers, right? So you're saying marketing, sales, onboarding, how you get them into your system. What details do you need from them? Do you need them to fill a form? Do you need them to fill so and so details for you so that you can keep tabs on them and all of those things? Have all of those things done, delivery, and then the support after delivery. You say, okay, this is the support. We delivered 20 computers for you. Have you been able to install the computers, You know, have you been able to put in all of the softwares? Have you been able to do this and do that? It is very important. All right. So if you can take a screenshot of what you're seeing on your screen, please do. All right. So we have the customer. You need to also systemize the people. Now, the people has to do with your human resource, your employees. All right. You need to systemize that from recruitment to onboarding to performance and to training. Why? Because you need, you would always recruit. And so you need to establish a process of how your recruitment is done. You don't want to be doing your recruitment by, hello, Alpha, come work for me now. As you know, they do anything, so just come here, because at least just be around. You know that when you bring people in like that, you might find it difficult to assess their performance, you know. As much as possible, try not to be, is it personal? I'm looking for a word. Try not to be personal and biased when you're picking people in your business, because capacity is very, very important. You're bringing in your elder brother's son that does not know anything about human resource to come and be human resource officer. He is going to scatter your company. Let me just tell you now. All right. If you must bring them, by all means, first of all, go and train them. Please don't bring in people who are not qualified simply because they are related to you in one way or the other. And you see that, this is my uncle's, just put those aside. That is the fastest way to tear down your business. Trust me, it is the fastest way. And the truth is, these people will not want to be held accountable because they feel they know the boss. They feel your guy is my friend. They feel my daddy and your daddy, they are brothers. So don't shout at me. I'll go and call my daddy to come and take. You are going to have those issues. So if at all you're going to do that, please go on to train them before you bring them in. So you should have policies and systems for people. Your recruitment, people management is very vital. People management is extremely, because it is the people management that would handle the customer management. It is the people management that would handle operations. It is people management that would handle money. So people management sits in all of this. So your recruitment, your onboarding, your performance, and your continuous training. All right. At the Hive Network Africa, we have a policy of continuous training. And so every 3 months, everybody must go on a training. Compulsorily. Every 3 months, we must go on a 1 week training, 10 days training, 2 weeks training, go get a certificate and return back. Because we have one of our core values is continuous learning. It is a system. All right. So you must define all of these things. And then most importantly, you must systemize how your money moves within your business. Now, the mistake a lot of businesses make, when we go to structure, you would understand some of this point that we are making. The mistake a lot of businesses make is that money has free flow within the business. So I want to ask a question right now. For those of us who have businesses, I saw a lot of businesses. What account does your business operate with? Is it operating with your personal account or a business account? I don't mean a personal account that was dedicated to business. I mean a business account or a personal account. Please tell us in the chat box. Let's just go there. Just tell me personal, business. Just type either of those two. Personal or business. Personal or business. Just tell me, are you operating a personal account? Whether it is a personal account dedicated for business, in as much as when you give your account number out, your name shows. Just let me know. Are you operating a business account or are you operating with a personal account? So let's see. All right, business account. Okay, Princess says combo. All right. Musa, you would explain if the one you say business account is different from a personal account. Is it a personal account that you dedicated for business? All right. Miracle says personal, dedicated for business, personal, okay, business account, also personal. Okay, so
the thing is this: the way money moves in business will let us understand how you are going to grow and how your business's money or financial management looks like. All right. I mean, all of those money coming into your personal account, whether your business is registered or not, all of those money coming into your personal account, we cannot track them, right? We can't trace them. And because there are too many mixed up expenses within your account. Now, it is not enough to have a business account. All right. It's not enough to have a business account. Now, for those people that have placed business accounts, the question I want to ask you next: do you randomly make transfers from your business account? Maybe one day you got to the shopping mall, you wanted to buy a waist bag, you wanted to buy some few things at the shopping mall, and then you forgot your ATM at home. They'll just use your company account and tell yourself, I will put it back. If you are guilty of that, just say guilty. We are not going to judge you. It's a no judgment. It's a no judgment zone. All right. Just say guilty. All right. Where you want to pay one vendor, you just all of that. Let me see. Let me see. Those of you that are mixing up your expenses. Aha. Really? Okay. Okay. So we see that financial management is very, very important. You don't mix personal and business monies together. You don't. It is a very big mistake because it is like tasting the forbidden fruit. All right. It is very difficult to track your expenses at that time. It is very difficult for you to track your profit margins at that time. It is very difficult for you to track your expenses at that time because you are moving from point A to point B. You're jumping, your finances are not stable. You don't send invoices. You don't have a record of expenses. You don't have a record of inflows of your collections and all of those things. You will discover that you find it difficult, and if this is true, confirm that you find it difficult to actually articulate how much you really made in profit, but you can see how much came in. It's difficult for you to actually see your profit, but money can come in. So a lot of times what people now do is that if they spent 100,000 this month for feed, and all they do is they try to make sure that next month they have another 100,000 to spend. And so if it now gets to 110, they will remove the 10,000, keeping the 100,000. And then they will do the thing again, and they will tell you, we are doing business, it's going. We are seeing small money, they do one or two things here and there. And you see people who follow that pattern, they end up folding up. They end up downsizing unknowingly. So you see people who would then how would I say this? Let me use a provision store for an example. Let me use a provision shop so you can understand. Now, you open the provision store filled to the brim with different kind of items equivalent to that of a mart, and you have that in your shop. And after 2 months, because you have been picking up here and there, buy this, buy that, you shall just say, you will now discover that one day, instead of 10 packs of drinks, you started buying 8. And then you thought maybe it's the money were they grand now. And gradually, you would realize you are now buying 5 packs of drinks in your freezer. You realize that before you used to have 10 butters in your shelf, now you have, that's a blue band margarine. Now you have just 5 blue band margarines in your shelf. Before you used to have 20 cases of
of water or whatever, and then you begin to realize that you have lesser. And that is because you have been unable to track your expenses, your finances, and gradually you are dwindling and you do not even know that you are dwindling. Until one day you just come and realize that your shop is empty and it's no longer as full as before. And then you begin to say, that time when this shop they hot, everywhere full. I began like 40 cow, I began like 800 cow, but now, we begin to blame the economy and all of those things. I mean, proper money management is important. So start writing, go and make an invoice. Go and make an invoice. For those of you that are into supply, make an invoice. You can send the invoice electronically or you can send it hard copy, no problem. But have an invoice. Have a channel for receiving money. For those accounts, for those people that have multiple accounts, have a system to say this particular funds goes to this account, this particular fund. I saw some people who have farms and are also consulting. Consulting money goes to First Bank. Feed purchase or sales of feed goes to Zenith Bank. Sales of livestock goes to so and so account. You have proper financial management, and at the end of every month, ensure that you report. Then you must systemize operations. Procurement, how you go out to buy things. You don't just pick your phone and say, bring 30 bags for me, and then you walk away, and then 30 bags come, and then you are shouting, now 30 bags I buy, keep for here. How come it take turn to 3? The person will carry one for inside. He go tell me, how many bags you used yesterday? Not before. You don't do things like that. All of these things happens because you don't have a system and you're not tracking it. All right. Build a system for procurement, build a system for inventory, build a system for fulfilling orders that people have placed, build a system for quality control, build a system for planning, for having meetings, and for making decisions. If you have a system for making decisions, people would follow that same system to make a decision. So let me give you a systems map. Next slide, please. This map will help you to understand something of how some typical system looks like for a customer. So let's just see how we can work with a customer. How we can work with a customer on the next slide. Now, if you can hear me, please, on the chat box, say you're hearing me and you're following up. Are you still with us? Hope you can see me. Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so let us take a look at, a small roadmap, all right, for customers in terms of revenue, sales and all of those things. Let us look at roadmap. As we're looking at it, I need you to look at where you think your business is failing and then mention it in the chat section and just say, I think this is where I'm missing it or this is where I'm missing it. Number one, we have marketing. From marketing, you do your marketing and then you have sales. After sales, you have customer onboarding. Your onboarding is where your customer comes in, you get their details, you get location, phone number, email address, preferences, how they want their products to be delivered, sizes if possible, quality if possible, all of those things. Just put it there. Just tell me where within the system yours is failing. So that is for customer onboarding. You have onboarded your customer, and then delivery, you have to now carry it, whether by truck, by dispatch riders, or you have your company vehicle and you're pushing it, right? But you deliver it, and then you do that, you have quality control, you ensure that the quality that you are delivering is at the top and it meets all of your quality standard, all right? All of your standard of quality, it meets all of it, and then you receive your payment, and you begin to do support. So after your payment is received, the goods has been delivered, you still reach out to your client to say hi. You still reach out to your client, how can we support you with the item that you bought from us? What feedback do you have from us? And all of those things, so that you can retain them. All right. So I see some people are saying that they are already collapsing at marketing, which is the first step. Some says they are collapsing at sales. Others says support and retention. All right. If you can make a screenshot of this, please do. These are very, very important flow line for your customer and your revenue. All right. So you can build a system around it that works. So I would say this, that all of these things are conscious efforts. All right. All of these things are conscious efforts. If you want to market, it is conscious. If you want to make sales, it is conscious. Customer onboarding, it is conscious. It is not by ideology and say, oh, I need to onboard. It is by saying, from today henceforth, customers coming must fill this data, must give us this data. All right. So there is a place I usually patronize. I've been patronizing them since 2017. So it's going to be roughly 9 years now. I've been patronizing them, and they usually print out receipts and all of those things for me. Do you know that all they do when I go there is you just say, what's your name? I say my name, they just type it in. My name comes out, all of my details comes out. They would add my sales to my column. And for 9 years, these people have a record of how much I have spent in their company for 9 good years. So at the end of the year, they know their customers. They know people and how they spend. They understand they see preferences. They see, just collect their name or phone number, type it into the system, and everything comes out. And they would see all of the details. All right. Okay, now somebody is saying that, I was just about to mention it. Somebody say, customer come to collect milk by 7 a.m. My problem is payment. Now, if once you begin the culture of the credit system without a plan for retrieving your money or for collecting your funds, from them, payments from them, you would have this problem. So if you have it as, hello, Alpha, make I carry 2 crates of milk, I beg. When you go pay me, may we see how small ten go be. May we see how small ten go be. It's not a payment plan. This is our payment plan. If you are taking it at so and so time, this is the time you have to pay. All right. That is if you want to go into the credit system. All right. You might as well say you must pay at least so and so percent to even gain access to credit. So for something of 1 million, no, you need to give us at least 500, 600,000 to get. So you need to define it. Otherwise, you will just leave it open-ended, and human beings will interpret it as open-ended. Now my guy, and you will start calling them, and they won't be taking your calls, and all of those things will happen. So if you choose, I would not encourage it. I would not encourage you to run a credit system, especially when you deal with consumables like milk, like you are pointed, like you are just talking about now. I would not encourage you to have, all of those. Now, let us have a very quick live exercise. All right. In the next slide. Now, let's have a very quick live exercise. Find your bottleneck. Let us look at one process. Pick one process that takes too long or requires too much follow-up. All right. Consider the mistakes. Consider the person that it is heavily dependent on and the customer's complaint. All right. This is the process we'll work on. So let's just do this for the next 5 minutes. After we do this, when you itemize it, then we will begin to, we'll do a process mapping right here and now so that you can understand how to activate your process or your system building. So think about it. One process that takes too long, you have to shout, you have to do follow-up. They make mistake. It is dependent on one person. The person is not even kini, and the customers are always complaining about the person. Itemize it. Itemize it and write it down so that we can now build an active mapping of this system. An active mapping. Okay. Somebody say following up one-sided. Ouch. So we have 5 minutes to do this. Think about it all through your system, all through your company, all through your business. What is that one process that takes too long? That one process that requires you to be doing too much follow-up. That one process that has a lot of mistakes and has dependency on one person. You know, if that person is not there, that thing might not work. All right, let's identify it. You have 2 more minutes to do that. We have 2 more minutes to do that so that we can quickly wrap up and then we can go into Q&A. So we would have the structures part following shortly. So look for it, write it down. Look for it, write it down. Okay, feed stocking, truck fitness, labor, marketing, product quality. I see a lot of marketing. Follow up, over familiarity, drug administration, okay. Are we ready? Sales, payment, support, follow-up, hair collection, feeding the animals, tilling the soil, drug administration, marketing, marketing, customer acquisition, watering the soil, phone calling to request for payments, feeding, mixing. Okay, so all right, so we have identified some things. Customer satisfaction survey, that is very, very beautiful. Drug administration, marketing the product. So let us see how we can map this process. All right, let's see how we can map this process. Next slide, please. Let's see how we can map this process. How to make the invisible workflow become visible. You have itemized all of these things. Beautiful. I now need you to do this, to look at these 5 steps, you know, and begin to insert things into it. And I will tell you what these things are. All right. Number 1, trigger. All right. Now you have seen it, it's marketing. You have seen it is feeding the feed. You have seen feeding the animal, sorry. You have seen it that it is restocking or picking of eggs, right? And all of that. So number 1 is trigger. What triggers that process to begin? All right. You look at, for this case that we have on the screen, we use a customer placing an order. That is what triggers this particular process we're using. So for you, it might be different. What triggers this? So what triggers the picking of eggs? Is that the egg crate are full, or is that the eggs, the morning, it is morning and it is time for you to go and pick the eggs for sales? All right. You need to identify what triggers that process you want to map now. What triggers it? This is what triggers it. This is why I need to do this. It's what triggers it. This is the action that happens that will make this process to happen. That's what triggers it. If somebody was saying support, customer retention, and follow-up, right? That's what's going to trigger your customer retention and follow-up is going to be sales. All right. Sales triggers your retention system. Your sales will trigger it, right? That's for you. For somebody else, you have the issue with customer onboarding. What will trigger it? Sales. Sales, once again, will trigger your onboarding process that you may be having issues with. Quality control. What triggers quality control? Delivery will trigger it. All right. You say, okay, we want to deliver this thing. Sale has been made. Now we are going to fetch the item. We need to get quality. That's what triggers it. I don't know if you understand. If you understand, please say yes. When I say trigger, you understand what it means. So trigger basically is the action that makes that process becomes activated. So the moment somebody make payment for this, the process of preparing that cow for the person is activated. So that is your trigger. Identify what that trigger is. In all of these problems that you have said, identify what your trigger is. And then number two, identify the steps that you need to take to fulfill that process. So customer has now said, hello, give me 10 cows by tomorrow. That is the trigger. What are the steps? The steps, number one, identify the cows. Number two, check the cows that they are healthy and ready. Number three, proceed to take the cows for slaughter. Or number three, send the cows for confirmation with the client. Number four, receive your payment from the client. Number five, proceed to take the cows to the slaughter, to the abattoir. Number six, start the processing of the beef and all of those things. It is up to you, but you know what you need to do to execute it. If it's marketing, once it's triggered, you are saying, we need to get this, we need to get this. This is the first step. So begin to itemize it. Because we are in different industries, I might not be able to give you very, very clear examples, but that is what it is. You are now going to list the steps that you need to take. For instance, you're now saying follow-up and retention. What's number one? After delivery or after the client has confirmed receipt of the item, immediately, step one, send a thank you SMS for patronizing us, for doing business with us today. Number two, after 4 hours, send them another message to say, have you been able to process or whatever? Number three, after 20 hours, ask them if they need help or support in whatever thing that they are doing with the item. If it's a gadget, do you need help in setting it up? It's all up to you. All right. So whatever it is, as it applies to you, you begin to itemize it. So number two is steps. Number two is what? Steps. Number three is owner. Now, when we say owner, we are talking about the person who is in charge and the person who can be in charge. I hope it is clear when I say in charge and can be in charge. I hope it is clear. So that you won't say, if it's not Shegun, it will not be done. If it's not Shegun, we are not doing. No. So you are saying it is the production manager or the feed supervisor. So you are not tying it to a name. You are tying it to an office, to a position, to a structure. That's what you're tying it to. All right. So you're not saying Shegun is in charge. Shegun is the owner. No, the human resource officer is in charge. The marketing officer is in charge. With the social media manager, they are the ones responsible. The farm manager and the feed manager, they are the ones responsible. The shop manager and procurement officer, they are the ones responsible. So you use that item, do not use their name. Use that. That is structure. All right. And then you have the handoff. The handoff has to do with when you are now transferring it, to Either you are pushing it off to the client, you are getting it off to the next department, whichever handoff that needs to take place, you put them out. And then lastly, your output. So this is what you now look at. Like a customer places an order, your payment is confirmed, it is processed, it is prepared, it is checked, it is delivered, handed off, and then there is notification. All right. And so you see that you have started from trigger to the end, and everybody can now see, hey, look, for every order that comes in, this is how it should be done. You have just mapped a system. I hope it is clear. I hope we can understand. Remember, if you have questions, drop it in the Q&A. All right. If you have questions, drop it in the Q&A. Number 4 and 5, hand off and output. Hand off, if you are handing it off to another department, you're putting it there. If you're handing it off to the client, that is your delivery or whatever, it is noted there. Your output is going to be the end result. What do you aim to get by the end of the process? If by starting your marketing process, at the end you want to have customers, that is going to be the output. If by processing it at the end you want to have suya, that is what it's going to be. If at the end you are going to have dried beef after the orders of 5 cows, you want to make dried smoked beef, that is going to be your output. So whatever output you want to get out of it, that's what you're going to put there. All right, so outputs vary. All right, now the owner, like I said, Musa, I just saw your comment now. Like I said, the owner has to be, it is not an individual. All right, don't say me, say owner. The owner is not talking about the business owner. The owner is talking about who oversees that task. So you can put managing director, you can put farm manager, you can put procurement officer, you can put storekeeper, whoever it is within your company that would manage that particular process. Do you understand? All right, you've done well for that. Yes, Arome, light on the steps. So trigger, once you have your trigger, the process is triggered, right? Once that action is taken, the process is triggered, and then you itemize your step. Number 1, what do I do? Okay, somebody placed an order for 50 cows. What do I do? As soon as you get the order for that cows, it is triggered. So step number 1, itemize, or step number 2, locate the 50 cows and check their health, check if they are okay, confirm with the client, get payment. Step number 3, get payment. Step number 4, process to the abattoir for bleeding, or what you call it. You do that. Step number 5, you dry it. Step number 6, you process it. Step number 3, do you understand what we're trying to say? Arome, is it clear? So the steps is just you highlighting all of the things that you need to do to fulfill the order that you have gotten. Arome, is it clear? Hope you are still with us. Okay. All right, so that's for steps. Handoff is still okay. So Gabriel is saying, like, for feeding of their stock, where or what is the handoff and the output? So for that, you're saying that, hey, look, after feeding it, I took the rest of the feed, the leftover, back to the store. You've handed it off. That process has moved from one department to another. All right. So it has crossed now from the feeding manager and has entered into the storekeeper back. It started with the storekeeper, it has entered back. So you say, okay, after taking the feed, I have handed it out, blah, 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 blah. That is your handoff for this particular one you just talked about now for feeding. What is the handoff and what is the output? For you, the output might not be tangible. The output might just be, output is the stocks, the animals have been fed for today. That can be the output that you have. The output can just be notification. Do a notification or write it on a book, log book. So and so time stock was fed. Do you understand? Gabriel, hope that is clear for you. That is what your handoff or your output will look like for you. Exactly. So let's continue. Let's continue. So this is how you can map your process. Do this, follow these steps for your processes. Everything, sales, cleaning, and everything. Do this process for it, because a process that you cannot map, you cannot manage. What you don't have mapped, you can't manage. All right. Now let us move on. From this process we have mapped, let us see something. When you look at this process you have mapped, all right, on our next slide, we are looking at diagnosing, assigning blame. So some people will now say, it is you. You are the one. you are the one making this thing to scatter since. See, listen, let me tell you something, all right? Look at your process. All of these steps you have identified, check what is working, what needs to wait, what usually gets rejected, what requires, unnecessary approvals. All right? What requires unnecessary approvals? What gets lost? What gets returned for correction? What have issues? So let me give you an example. Somebody ordered for meat, and then you notice that every time the client would complain that the meat is not dry. You will discover that within your process, that is, one of the friction that is affecting your processing. All right, that is one of the friction. Every time we would have to wait for NEPA to bring light so that we will do this. It is a part of your process. Look at it. You have just written it down, refrigerate the milk, but you now need to look at it. Do I have to wait for NEPA before I refrigerate my milk? Identify it, circle it, right weight there and circle it. That is how you begin to know which area of your processes are faulty. And so you begin to pick it and fix those problems. So which of the process is working well from this flow that we have talked about? Which one is working well? Which one needs to be repeated? Which one gets rejected? Which one gets, you need to wait for something? Which one requires approval? Which one requires you to, go back and forth? Which one gets lost? All of these things you must itemize them. If not, you won't be able to fix the system that you just processed, or the process that you just systemized would not work well for you. So basically what we're saying is this: this process that you have written out, from your trigger to your step to the owner to whatever, all of those steps, look at it. The one that works well, tick them. The one that you have to wait for something before it works well, put in bracket, wait. Look at it. The one that needs approval, put in bracket, requires approval. The one that can get lost, maybe as we are working it, this one can get lost, put it there, can get lost. The one that sometimes people used to return it because one or two things happen along the way, write it there, return. So you begin to solve those problems. Why do we need to wait? I hope we are together. Why do we need to wait? If this is the reason why we need to wait, cut that thing off. That way you get to continue your this thing without waiting. Cut it off. We need to always get approval every time for this, and sometimes the person is not around to give approval. Provide a solution for securing approval to continue the process, so your process is not stalled. All right, so you need to do all of that. So now let us go to organizational structure, and this will now help us to understand who is responsible for what. All right, who is responsible
for what? Okay, please confirm you can hear, confirm you are still following the class. All right. All right. Please, all questions should go to the question and answer section. Go to the question and answer box and drop your questions there so that we can deal with it one after the other. I won't be able to see and answer all questions from the chat section. Okay. Now let us look at organizational structure. Let's understand what these things are. If you remember vividly, I said that the structure is basically your blueprint for growth. It's what you build your business upon. All right, is what you build your business upon. Now, I want to tell you this, that you build your structure first before you build your people. Your structure comes first and your people comes in second. The goal is to have a future-ready structure that will improve accountability and remove bottlenecks. So what does your structure look like? Your structure clarifies functions. Your structure clarifies roles, reporting lines, authority, accountability, and all of those things. Your structure will do that. All right, your structure will do that. It will answer all of that. Okay, so I have a sample structure on our screen. All right, so as you begin to expand, right, you would see that your structure would be expanding, but you need to create the foundational system within your organization. So I have here the CEO at the top, and then operations, sales and marketing, finance and admin, people management, in HR, and all of that. Once you understand your processes, you can see the structure you need. All right. A lot of times, people build a structure first before they understand their process. I'm sure you were surprised that we had to talk about process first or systems before we came to structure. Your structure will be built on how your system runs. So let me give you an example. The banking hall is not built like an event center. Even though it is called a banking hall, you would see that it has a elevated desk for the counter. There is a counter where people go there to do things and all of that. And so when people are building the bank structure, they factor all that into place. When people are building hospitals, they don't build it like a house and just have room. There are ways hospitals are built. There are the ways the doors are built, and that is because the doctor have sat down to say, I want us to move directly from emergency into the theater. And then I also want from outpatients to go, they can also access the theater. I also want this. So you see that it is based on that workflow that the building is now designed. And so when we are talking about processes, systems, and structure, we look at systems first. You have to understand what your processes are to say, okay, this is how we do it in my company. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. You then begin to build your structure around it. You need head of operations to be in charge of this. You need an operations department. You need a sales and marketing department. You need your finance and admin department. You need your people and HR department. There are more and more complicated types of structures. I have done organizational structures, for so many businesses, so many, and they are almost always not the same. They look different. Why? Because of the industry and their processes that they have. So what is before us is a sample of what your structure should look like.
All right. Now you can see that your structure would help you now know who is responsible for what. All right. Your structure will define functions, we define roles, we define reporting lines, we define authority, we define accountability. What do I mean? Sales and marketing lead, all right, has authority over the sales and marketing department. And so the sales and marketing officer reports to the sales and marketing director or sales and marketing manager. And that sales and marketing manager reports back to you. Are you seeing the Moses? So you are not overseeing everybody. You only tell the sales and marketing, go and market this product. He goes, carries out the campaign with his people, it is executed, and you will receive the report back that so and so was done. This is the number of people we got, and all of those things. That is what you get. So you see that you are not involved in the little parts of the organization. And that way you retain your energy for vision, you retain your energy for strategic oversight, you retain your energy for expansion, all of those things, right? Likewise, finance and admin. And so you are not always have you gone to places where you make payment and they will now leave you at the counter? I've seen it several times. They will leave you at the counter and go and confirm your alert, your transfer alert from one organ inside one office, or they will pick a phone and they will now call their boss. Hello, you see alert 70,000. Say, for which bank? Have you noticed that before? Have you experienced that before? If you have, say yes in the comment section. If you've experienced that before, right? So your finance will handle all of these things. So you have somebody in charge, you have a department in charge to say, hey, look, this is your role. And so you can go for your O1B on Saturday, and people are not calling you to confirm alert. You have a system. You have a mirrored system, for instance. So I know you are now thinking, I know they trust human beings, so make I can't leave the tip for them. Make they do the tip by themselves. They go the tip for money. You can have a mirrored system. You can go to your bank and give your bank 3 or 4 numbers to send alert to. The bank would send alert to all of those numbers at a single time. So even as they are receiving the alert, you too, you are receiving alert. So you are seeing the whole thing. They think that's the only alert system, but you also have alert. You also have the email alert. You also have the bank sending monthly account statements if you want to double check all of those things. But the point I'm trying to make is that you don't need to be the one in charge of everything. Let he that is in charge of operations do it. Let he that is in charge of marketing do it. Let he that is in charge of finance do it. Let he that is in charge of people and HRO performance and all of those things, let them do it. You will now then demand reports and accountability from the heads, and they would go down and do the rest for the other people. You will now have more time. That is how your business can now run without you. You can now travel, and your finance officer is still taking care of things. You can now travel, and your sales and marketing manager is still taking care of things. You can now travel, and your business is still operating because your operations officer manager is still taking care of things. All right. Somebody is saying sometimes there are trust issues. We agree that there are trust issues, but trust me, if you build on that, you can never expand. Do you think that Alhaji Aliko Dangote is thinking about the small warehouse he has in Warri, whether he trusts the manager there or not? He is not. Because he has placed systems and structures in place. There are people that handle those things as they begin to occur. If you have a mindset that, I don't trust people to do it. If I'm not there, they will not do it well. If I don't supervise these people, they will do rubbish. If you do like shipwreck of your business, your shipwreck, your business will never grow, and your business will be totally around you. The day you walk away, that is the day your business will collapse. All right. So your structure looks like this. There are other areas that you now need to put. Legal and compliance, you can add it. All right. If you want to add legal and compliance, add your legal and compliance. Customer support or customer service, add it. As it depends on you. You begin to now say who reports to who. All right. I will drop my email, right? I'll drop my email. I would, if you design your structure, I'll be glad to look through it for you to let you know, okay, this works and this works, so that you know where to place some office under. All right. Customer service needs to be here. Legal and finance, legal and compliance needs to be here, and all of those things. All of these things are important. These are your structures. And so you see that you now have reporting, you now have people taking responsibilities, you now have people with authority that can make decisions on your behalf, while you proceed with your business. So let us go to the next slide and see role clarity. Don't hire people into ambiguity. What do we mean by that? Don't bring people into your business and say, when you come, we will look for something for you to do. Have you heard things like that before? Or if you have done it, say I'm guilty. If you have heard, say I've heard. Where somebody will say, just be coming to the office, we'll look for something for you to do. You are bringing people into ambiguity. They don't even know why they are there. They don't even know what their responsibilities are. They don't even know what is expected of them. They don't even know who they would go and meet if there is an issue. Don't bring people into ambiguity. As you are bringing people into your organization, you have a place that you are putting them within your structure. You are coming into admin and reporting to this admin officer. You are coming into sales and marketing. That is the sales and marketing director. And then you are saying, hey, look, this is the purpose why you are here. Your purpose is to clean the farm. Your purpose is to clean the farm. What is your responsibility? Your responsibility is every morning, go and wipe it. Who answers you when you are done? Go and meet the farm manager. What is your KPI? What is your performance indicators? You are saying that, hey, look, your performance indicator is that when we come out to check the farm, we will not find the farm dirty. We will find it neat and clean. All right. So you see that there is purpose, there is responsibility, there is authority, there is KPIs. All right. So don't hire people into ambiguity. Bring people in with purpose. Now, Gabriel is saying that these businesses we run are small and cannot cope with this organizational structure. That is a mindset limitation, Gabriel. It is a mindset limitation. Let me tell you for free. If you don't put it in place, you cannot expand to it. You might be the only one running your business now, but it is your structure that would inform you how to hire and who to hire. As small as you are, you should have drawn your organizational structure. It will give you a clear growth path to say, okay, so now I have operations. I know the next I need now is marketing. You are still the only one there, but your structure is there. And then you are growing. Before you know, you have filled all of your structure roles and everything, and you are running a company with 50 staff, with 200 staff from just only you, because your structure has helped you chart your path for growth. Gabriel, hope that is clear. So don't think that these structures are for only big companies. Even if you are the only one in your business, put your structure in place, because it is the structure that you will use to expand. It is the structure that you will use to grow. That was what we started with at the beginning, when we said that a house that is built on a solid foundation can be expanded. But if you build the house on only a foundation for a 2-bedroom bungalow, you can't make it 2-story building. I hope that is clear, Gabriel. All right, so we have said don't hire people into ambiguity. We are coming towards the end. Our next is standard operating procedures. We call these SOPs. All right, SOPs are standard operating procedures. What do they mean? These are things that you do on a regular. So turn recurring knowledge into organizational assets. Turn your recurring knowledge into organizational. What do I mean by that? If you do something regularly, often, recurring within your company, document it and name it. So let me give you an example. Every morning you go to feed. Every morning you go to feed your animals.
right? Every morning you go to feed your animals. Every morning you go to feed your animals. Every morning you go to feed your animals. What do? You take your document. This is how I do it. I go, I get this done. I sanitize my shoes, blah, 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 for the birds. We go out, we clean out the cages, we do this, and then we pour the feed out. That becomes a standard operating procedure. You will now put that into a document, SOP1, animal feeding, SOP2, animal clean, SOP3, picking of eggs, SOP4, this and that, SOP5. So all of this recurring knowledge that you have, turn it into an organizational asset. All right? Turn it into an organizational asset. Turn it into an organizational asset. Document it somewhere. Put it somewhere. So you have your document that will now talk about purpose, responsible role, tools that you will need, steps, quality standard, escalation, expected output, all of these things. Just put them into the document. So let me explain to you what this looks like, all right, in clear terms. Number one, every day I go out to feed the animals. Purpose, to feed the animals. SOP documents. This is how to now make a document. SOP document. Feeding of the animals. Time, 6 a.m. every day, 6 a.m. daily. All right. Purpose, to get the animals fed, to grow them. Responsible role, farm manager. You might be the farm manager, no problem. Farm manager. Input and tools. You will need whether physical tools or software tools. Whatever tools, depending on your company, on your business model. If it's physical, you need a head pan, shovel, hammers, whatever. You list them out. If it's software, I need Google Meet. I need Slack. I need Trello, and all of those is put it there. All right. And then what are the steps? First thing I usually do, I do this, I do that. You discover that you have created your document. Quality standard, the feed must be clean. The feed must be done like this. This must be done. If you have any challenge, who do you call? Call the so and so director. That is your escalation. When you have problems with this, who do you call? At the end of the day, what is expected of this activity is that the animals are fed. So you see, you have now created a document. You have now created an SOP, a standard operating procedure. All right. That is how you have created it. So prioritize critical, repetitive, and high-risk processes. I have taught you now how to create your process. I have taught you how to put your process into play and all of that. All right. Look at those processes and begin to also list them, write them out as standard operating procedures. I see that we have questions now in the question and answer box, so we would go there to take it. Now, I want to say this very loud and clear. I would say it because of Gabriel. There is, I mean, he said something very, very important though. All right, so there is how we do it and how we should do it, and there is a difference. How we do it and how we should do it, there is a difference. All right, this is how we do it. It should not be standardized. This is how we should do it. That is what should be standardized. So it is bad when we say we have always done it. We've always done it like that. And that's how we do them. All right, it is bad. But this is how you should. You should observe, analyze, simplify, standardize, and document. All right. So you need to understand what is the right way of doing something. Go and do your research. What is the right way or the proper way to kill a cow? You say, no, for us, we'll just shoot them for head, we'll not die. Go and find out the proper way and document that and systemize that. Don't systemize hacks. You know those, what we call hack? Like if toothpaste wants to come out, you will roll the bottom and press it. Don't systemize those hacks. If you are cooking with this, so that it will not overboil, put butter on the rim of the pot, it will not overboil. Don't systemize hacks. I need you to do what? Systemize the actual processes, standard processes. So don't systemize chaos. A system without measurement is just a document. All right. Always measure, always check.
check for sales conversion rate. How are you making sales? Okay, the last 3 people that came to buy, ask them, how did they find your farm? How did they find you? Did they find you online? Did they see you in Facebook? Were you seen in Facebook? Was it in TikTok? Was it here or there? Just identify, you know, all of those things. Your customer service, identify the good things and the bad within it. You're looking at it and you're saying, it took me 24 hours to respond to this customer. I think I should close the response time. I think I should close the response time. All right. So you need to also work on that. All right. You need to work on that. What is your delivery turnaround time? You say, okay, I can deliver within 24 hours. I mean, I hope you know that people make it a very important part of their business when they tell you, we deliver nationwide and we deliver within 24 hours. Have you seen it? You've seen those kind of stuff. So that will bring us that will bring us towards the end of this talk. I want to give you an assignment. I want to give you an assignment that you need to work on. Let me give you an assignment to work on. Let me give you an assignment to work on. So your assignment is going to be like this in this format so that we can go to, close this. Look at what you need to be attending to daily. Identify what you need to be attending to weekly. Identify what you need to be attending to monthly. Identify what you need to be what you need to be paying attention to quarterly. So daily critical operations, every day, the things that you do every day, every week, ensure that your team, you people come together and you discuss, and then you see how you can improve performance within your business. Every month have business business performance. So every month, how did we sell this month? How much did we make? Compare it to last month. Always do that. Every month, compare it to last month. Then quarterly, check the whole. For the last 3 months, how did we perform? Always check it. So that is an assignment. So plan, execute, measure, and improve. That is the idea. Screenshot this assignment. Screenshot this. Screenshot it daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. Screenshot that. And then next, I need you to do this to build your system, all right? Use the next 1 week. It's going to be a 4-week assignment. So we will meet again for our next class. We will talk about it. Use the next 4 weeks. Week 1, diagnose, check all of your processes, identify them, know the ones that are struggling, just like we said. Week 2, design your structure. I'm putting up my email now on the chat box so that you can send me your email. All right. I've dropped an email for you on the chat box, so you can use that to pick up on, send me your structure and I will review it and give you feedback. By week 3, I need you to document all of your structures and your workflows that you have designed and then implement them. So we are hoping that by next time when we meet for class 2, you must have started implementing all of these. All right. Okay, so we'll just go for questions. Let me see questions within. You can also send me your questions via email. I'll try my best to attend to them. All right, we will be glad if we can get the presentation for your reference. Yes, you can. So we're going to drop a link now on the chat box. Is going to be a WhatsApp link for one of our WhatsApp groups. you can be a part of it. Then we'll drop the slide there when everybody has joined. So we're posting that link now. So please. The 30-day system reset. Ojo Gideon, that is the assignment, is what is on the screen now. All right. Now use this WhatsApp link, this link to join our WhatsApp group. We would be able to also drop this slide for you for your preview. Now, Undubisi said he has done aggressive marketing and advertising, but eggs, for example, are not sold at Wendy. What shall I do? Now, Undubisi, the question, what I will tell you is this, is that your kind of product requires a different kind of marketing. All right. Your kind of product requires, not all kind of marketing work for all businesses. So you can't go around and be saying, hey, come and buy egg, come and buy egg, come and buy egg. All right. They operate differently. Marketing and products are different. All right. Marketing and products are different. All right. Marketing and your products are different. So for you now, for example, I would rather do B2B marketing instead of B2C marketing. B2C is business to customer. B2B is business to business. So go and look for people who do catering, people who do restaurants, people who are selling in the shops. Meet them and have collaboration with them instead. All right. Go for institutional partnerships, hotels, restaurants. Meet those ones directly rather than those ones that will come and buy just 1 or 2 crates of egg, and establish a supply chain. That is the type of marketing you need to do. Go to them, discuss with them, offer your pricing, offer your benefits for buying your eggs and all of those things. Go to them and secure it. That is the kind of marketing you should do. For eggs, for instance, for eggs is B2B or not B2C. All right. I hope that is clear for you, Undubisi, Isaiah. I hope that is clear for you. So next, Isaiah Obaseki says, it seems that my price, tag for my services are overwhelming for a particular residence of a locality compared to another. How do I strike a balance? Is there a structure or system that I can adopt for fixing prices on services based on their personality and income and level of education? Well, Isaiah Obaseki, I will say this to you. For businesses, don't let your customers begin to feel that you are playing on their intelligence. All right. If I discover that what you sold for me for 20,000, you sold it for somebody else for 10,000, I'm not going to be happy about it, because I will feel you are taking advantage of me. All right. So you need to strike a unified price or costing for your products. Now, I think you are in this situation in the first place because your target audience is not clearly defined. If you have a clearly defined target audience, you won't be having this issue of some are this and some are that. Some can afford, some cannot afford. How do I do it? All right. You won't have that. So first of all, I need you to do, Isaiah Obaseki, is to go and re-examine your target audience, your target market, re-examine the people you want to sell to and choose them. All right, find a balance within your pricing and fix it there. If one person can afford 10,000, the other person can afford 20,000, you will put it at 15,000 so that everybody can be balanced if you want to go down that road. All right. But I would not advise that you offer different prices of the same product to different people based on personality. It is not good. When your customers find out, it will not be very pleasant for you. Okay. So Isaiah Obaseki, there is no structure or system for that one. Just go and fix a unifying price and say what your define clearly your target market. Okay, do we have any other question? Please do well to join the WhatsApp group. All right. Do well to join the WhatsApp group. I'm going to drop my email once again so that you can send your organograms when you're done. I can take a look at it. Okay, so our next class is coming up in September. Our next class is effectively running an operational system on the 25th of September, same time, 12 o'clock. We're going to have our next class. It's also going to be certified. Please, if you want to receive your certificate for this particular class, go back to the DBN portal and click on go back to DBN and click on complete class. All right, that is how you can get your certificate. So go back to the portal and click on complete class, please. To get your certificate for this class, go back to the portal and click on that. You will get your certificate. Your certificate will arrive in your email. All right, so go back to the platform. All right, so the WhatsApp group has been added again. All right, the link has been posted again. Please do well to join the group. Do well to join the group. I will drop the slides for today there, and you can also connect with me on social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just put in organogram and you'll find me. Or LinkedIn, you can connect with me on Alex Adams, FICCMS CFC. All right, just find me on LinkedIn. You can take a screenshot, and that is how you can be able to reach me. Okay. So I will take a few more questions. I see some questions. Let me just see if I can take them. Okay, Salama Adamu says it's difficult to separate the business money and personal money. Yes, it is difficult. It is difficult to separate it because once you have started it is difficult to separate, but at the same time, it is not really difficult to separate. All right, what you basically need is discipline. What you basically need is discipline. Now, you have said, this person has said that the business assists to survive and pay school fees, all of those things. So it's difficult to separate them. Let me tell you this, and I'll say it in capital letter. Put yourself on salary from your business. As you are paying your staff, you are paying yourself salary. Hello? Hope you heard what I said. As you're paying yourself salary. As you're paying your staff, you're paying yourself salary. Put yourself on the salary. Look at your business and say, this is the amount I'm going to be paying myself as salary every month. Once I finish that money, I know I have finished it. So since the business is helping you to survive, then what you should do is to go and define how much, if you want to be earning 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, don't go and pay yourself what will break your business. So don't say, I've calculated it, at least 300,000 used to come out, I will pay myself 250,000. You will just scatter your own business by yourself. All right. Pay yourself something that is moderate. Pay yourself something that is moderate. Put yourself on a disciplined salary, pay yourself something that is moderate, and let the rest of your profit go into the reinvestment of your business. All right. The more you invest in your business, the more your business begins to grow and more revenue comes for you to also increase your own salary. All right. So don't go and carry your 300,000 profit per month and be paying yourself 250 or paying yourself 200. Give yourself a very good, and then try to live within that means. Don't try to live above it so that you won't fall back to touching your business monies again. All right. Okay, let me see. Is there any other question?
Is there any other question? Any other question? Any other question? We are going to drop the link to the portal now. We'll drop it on the group. We'll drop it on the group. Any other question? Okay, there's no other question. So once again, thank you for joining us for this masterclass. Like I said, to get your certificate, visit the portal, click on finish course, and then you will receive your certificate. Okay. Thank you all for coming. I can see all of you at the Mo, Barikel, Cecilia, Nasria, Babagida, Sherub, Dr. Ibrahim, Dr. Asfat, Elizabeth, Ifine. I can see all of you. I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. Thank you so much for being a part of this amazing class. Thank you for being a part of this amazing class. Okay, somebody say once again, we should pray for unexpected events. Yeah, I guess you are referring to, expenditure, spending money and all of those things. I think when you begin to pay yourself salary, you also have to, what was it called now? Make prudent expenses, have some savings for yourself personally, put some aside for health, put some aside for transport, and all of those things. I want you to also follow us on social media, THN Africa, at THN Africa. Just follow us on all social media platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, all of it, YouTube. Just follow us on social media at THN Africa so that you can get more updates from us. You can also follow me personally on all social media at organogram on all social media, and then on LinkedIn, Alex Adams, FIMC CMC CMS. Do have an amazing evening. Thank you. The problem you think you have is really the real problem. I'm Organo, a certified management consultant and corporate trainer. In my 11 years of going inside organizations, I've learned one thing above everything else. That is, the problem you think you have is really the real problem. Let me show you what I mean by that. I once walked into a business that hadn't grown in 3 years. The owner was absolutely convinced he knew the problem. It was a sales thing. So I'm sitting across from this business owner, smart man,